Hey, it's Storytelling Ron, and I'm here to talk about, it's kind of a commercial, I guess. I just started another Kickstarter, and it's going pretty well, actually. But I want to let you know about it if you're interested in Kickstarters or this. So this is, ta-da, my second Kickstarter. Well, I've done kind of failed at a few there, but I think this one's going to go well. This is Conquest of the Evermire. It is a swamp sandbox style epic campaign setting, all in the swamp. And this is the main base of operations, Hinterland Fortress. So I just love this concept. I played it with my family, and mainly my one daughter, and then the wife and the other daughter kind of come in and out, and some others, the suitor, no boyfriends, suitor. Anyway, okay, I'm going off. Okay, let me start the music. So this is music from Goblin Fortress, my other Kickstarter, and I haven't done music, soundscape, mood music for this yet, for the swamp one. I'm definitely going to do a lot of swampy stuff, so that'll be fun. But let me just do this. All right, so there's my music, because that's what I got the headphones on, so I can hear it myself. So this is Hinterland Fortress. I've drawn this out. I was going to do print, but I've stopped doing that. It's I guess using the wrong side of my brain, and I ordered. I got the box here. It's pretty cool. It was $10 though, just for the box, and then shipping it was like $7. So I was going to print these out as printables, but this is too dark. I got to figure that out from what I see, and then from this, and it was kind of neat, but I don't know. I don't really like the material. I mean, I do like it, but if I do, it doesn't lay perfectly flat, and then when I try to reverse fold it, it cracks, it splits. So I'm gonna hold off on this. I really do like print, just so you know. I prefer books over PDFs. But for now, I'm going to keep this simple, just for my own little brain, and just do digital for now. The PDF, the setting it's very, it's more like a reference than reading a bunch of stuff. I try to keep the descriptions simple and short, so that you just have a lot. There's a lot in the PDF. Is more about chart, little info things, like if there's a blacksmith, I kind of little description of the blacksmith, and then a bunch of like what he has and what he can do, kind of thing. That's kind of how so every building in here is going to have an NPC, like with a mini, so you can put a mini down or a token, and a little description of what they have in their little places. So the background story of this is that there's this Evermire, huge swamp. So I'm going to be making as many maps as stretch goals will allow. And the swamp was, ages past, flooded, and all the evil that was in this huge vale was, flooded and drowned. And so there's ancient empires and temples and ruins all buried underneath there, and great creatures and lords or whatever, and cursed things slumbered, imprisoned, entombed in there and under the water. But that water has been going down, so all these ruins have been exposed and things are awakening. And it's a huge area. It's like almost like a continent in size, or not a continent, but that big. And so the border kingdoms, whichever, if you're homebrew or whatever, they're ignoring this problem, except for a few who we got to figure this out. Something's happening, So a small group of a crown prince and a duke are trying to get finances to start this fortress, and this is what they have right now. And everything's desperate, everything's poor, like the desperation to get finances, to get more support, because people don't care. They don't feel the threat of this place yet. And so the buildup of evil is growing. And all there is right now is this one fortress out there. And it's like a 3-day journey from the mountains to the fortress. So it's on a very narrow, long road into the swamp. And that road has to be protected and guarded. So there's plenty of low-level, I think, adventures along that area, which I'm going to focus on first. The long road maps and areas around that. But then it's just going to build up from there. I also had an awesome siege with my daughter and family. Actually, it was 4 of them, I think. and that was fun, and I hope to include that in here of Hinterland Fortress. So I'm going to expand the water areas of this map now that I'm doing just digital and not print. So I can add more water around the fortress, so it just gives you more of a playable sense. Like, I can do we can have little adventures literally along the edges of the fortress here, because this is right in a swamp. It's isolated, and there's going to be a dock area with boats, rafts and stuff. And I'm going to do minis with raft minis, a swamp skiff. That's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a dock down below by the entrance. So let me just show you the map, and this is just the way I love doing maps. I know it's doodly, it's goofy. The map is high res, but I made it smaller res just to fit decently on Roll20 and manage the memory and all that. So there's and tokens. Here's the tokens, and here's the scale, and it's very visual. The measurements are very visual. There it is. Oh, it was low res there for a minute. It is low res, but it looks pretty good in low res. Yeah, that's of course. Yeah, okay. So there's a couple. When you first level or whatever, you can start buying it at little places like this, and little trinkets and little weapons and stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail about every place, but I just want to show you visually. I would love to do. I looked on Roll20, and you can do darkness, lighting. I'd love to do the lighting, but have it sort of have a green or mucky kind of fog or mist, but it's not in there. But I think what I will do is add an effect of a large sort of foggy mist. I'm definitely going to do this. Foggy mist that you can place in there on top of it that kind of gives it a nice little, any map you want, like it's really misty that day or foggy, murky, or whatever the swamp term is. So these, see, it's got a little interesting, cool little apothecary elf lady there, or old lady. There's a little wizard's guild, there's a little fighters guild. They're all kind of small and struggling, and the scale in this is really tight, which is, I've been to Europe. My wife's English. I've been to England and been to Europe plenty of times, and things get tight real fast, especially for us Americans. This is the fortress area. They're all huddled in this one rock or mound in the swamp. And again, I'm going to add a dock to it and some more water. And in here are 4 maps that I'm going to break out. But this is the long road. I'm going to draw more of these and separate this out from the bottom 2 here. See these 2 different these are like unique locations in the swamp that they can go to. And you can, obviously, I'll have adventure settings for it, but you can make, change it up or add different creatures in there. Like this could be a troll lair, it could be some other kind of lair, it could be an Etten camp or whatever. It could be, some weird. I obviously have it where each place will have interesting possibilities of other creatures in there. This could be quippers down here in the water or something. Fish. Oh, I gotta do like a fish swarm. Carrion crawlers up here, and this is my own grabbers, swamp grabbers, as they're called. See that? So here, and I'm gonna add. This is a wagon from the Goblin Fortress, but I'm gonna add make wagons for this swamp thing with probably some swamp goats or something. Grail. There's a big grail. Grail? No, Grick. Sorry. So, I think the beginning adventure 2, is them going to the fortress, like first level being hired or recruited or conscripted or begged to come, or the players that you can get fame and fortune way out here. But the first kind of adventures is going along that long road and getting to the fortress, and encountering, even over here are some goblins, like a little goblin fortress. So I think this might be a little higher level, but they're definitely going to be goblins sort of ambushing along the road, swamp goblins. I'll definitely draw some. These are goblins, and I'll draw some more that have a swamp look to them. And I'm going to draw more of this long road, so there's more road type things. And I might work with the colors. I want it to be a little more, maybe a little less green, a little more drearyish, mucky. This swamp is more little more grayish and not lively, you know, not full of bio. I kind of made it a little too green, I think, so I'll fix that. I'm going to adjust that because I do want it to be more of a murky, creepy, darker swamp. But I do like the colors. I want rich colors either way. So anyway, so this is what I've done on it so far. I do have a 30-page PDF so far. I was going to limit it to 30, but now that I'm not going to do the print for now, I'm going to go ahead and add more to it. And I just want to show. So that's kind of my Kickstarter. So if you, I'll put the link down below if you want to see this and I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna separate these out, add more water to it, so it's a bigger map of this area with more interesting things, you know, of this area, and then this one too. And there's gonna be a lot of boating, a lot of rafting. The character's gonna have to do that. And there's gonna be giant crocs and all kinds of creatures in the water and creepy things. So that's that. Let me just show you. I'm going to show you my Goblin Fortress. I think I've already shown this in other videos, but this is my other successful one. As you can see, lots of visuals here, and I want to show you what it looks like when you get the lighting in. You know, and you can bring your tokens in, and these are Sturges. They wiped out with a fireball. And these are the players that were in the backers. These were backers from my original, and they played, and I gave them a tour, a playable tour, and you can see the visually, like as a DM, you can see visually what's going on and what you can do to, you know, just give them some dexterity checks or strength checks, not strength, athletics check, you know, to climb down, and you can just see it's a DC. Yeah, well, it's got steps, so DC 12, you know, and if they fall, you know, take 1d6. You can kind of, it's just like it's a visually there. You can see what's going on and what you can do as a DM. You don't even have to, this is a bugbear layer. You don't have to, or guard area. I'm going to go over here just to show you, oops, little kitchens for the goblins. You know, it's visual, and these are goblin scale tunnels over here, and these doors lead outside to the upper level. So so I just want to show you the kind of stuff I'll be doing. And I got it for Conquest of the Evermire. I definitely got to do some below under the swamp, or tunnels in the swamp, or in the ruins. I'll definitely make some maps like that. And I had a blast DMing these for both those groups, but just wanted to show you what kind of maps I'm really falling in love with, and using these tokens, and you know, and how characters can experience this visually. They just see this and they say, what, you know. So anyway, it's just a great experience for me. I love doing this. I love DMing it, and these are the kind of things that I'm trying to work on. It's a full-time gig, and so that's why I'm doing Kickstarters and working on building that up. And also, I do have a lot of this available, or types of this available, on my website, storytellingron.com, if you want to support me there. And I do have a Patreon there, not Patreon. I've discovered that you can do it on Wix, and I am so excited about that because I can place things, you know, where I want. Let me get that up real quick. Okay, so yeah, it's recording. Here's my website. I know I'm just throwing stuff up there. I'm literally just throwing stuff up there. I don't have any whatever graphics skill, or, you know, thing like that. Hold on, let's see if this will play. Oh yeah! So we play one of my biggest songs out there. I hope you can hear me. Is that too loud? It sounds loud. Let me just turn this down. Oop. So there, that's my song. You can play that while you're on my website. I shouldn't autoplay. Shouldn't autoplay. Okay, so I'm still working on it now. Anyone that signs up can. Let me refresh this. Anyone that signs. Oop. No, whatever. Okay. Okay, so in here is free stuff for anyone that signs up, patrons or not. And I got a bunch of my my DM notes, my homebrew campaign here with my daughter, an Elven one, the Tomb of Annihilation free stuff, Star Wars. I got I made all these cool little tokens. I got a little like Reddit forum here going, which I don't know how. You know, hopefully I'll throw some stuff in there. It's like all little forums. This is my patron site. All right, that's really loud, I think. Love it, but I can't hear myself think. Okay. All right, so this is the site where you have all the mini and you know, it's $3 a month to do this. But look at how I can do this now, and I love this. A Patreon. I just didn't like the interface. So you go to the Giants area and you get all your Giant stuff. Woo! And this is all in here: the tokens and the printable minis, the PDFs. And then I can go back to the regular page here and look. Oh, that's PCs. So yeah, so also I can go right to each one, or just go back to patrons, and see this. And so I'm gonna have I have a Rom and the Frostmaiden area. I have a Storm King's Thunder area. I got the album here. You can download it if you're a patron member. If you're one of my patrons, I've got the maps I've worked on so far. These are like, you know, generic maps to between locations and stuff. I don't have anything linked here. Oh man. Okay, I gotta fix this. So I got the album going, but this is covering the album. I will fix that. Then I can go back to patrons and then go to, you know, so I got all my, I did the dragons. I got more dragons than that too. Oh, now let me. So this is all my songs. You can download or play them from here. I don't know if it's all the songs. I'm very disorganized. I'm trying to get everything up on there. And my Storm King's Thunder area, which I'm still trying to throw as much stuff as I can on there. It's all my maps I made, I did adjust some of them to my story. And this is Sundabar, which I replaced Tribor with Sundabar for the Fire Giant Siege. Here's my notes. Oh, and this is my thing on dragons in there. There's a ton of dragons in Storm King's Thunder, and you should know that before you DM, or before you should set some of those up as part of your cool story stuff. I definitely included a lot of dragons in the story, but there's stuff in there I wish I would have known, you know, beforehand. So check that out as a patron. What else? I mean, I'm going to keep adding more stuff. I have probably a half. This is probably only half the minis I've drawn. I have more. I just haven't been, you know, I'm just slowly trying to get them in, you know, into the. And I still got more to do. I'm still doing more. I'm now DMing Ryan the Frostmaiden. I'm DMing Curse of the Strahd, which I'm starting that up, and I just finished Storm King's Thunder, so I think that group and we're gonna start another campaign, and I've got a couple of more than 2 homebrews, so I'm just doing stuff, and and the Kickstarter, so I'm just love doing this, and that's what I'm doing, and so if you want to become a patron, and what's up here? Got my notifications going. Oh, yeah, I gotta talk to her. Oh, she wants to talk about it. Okay, cool. All right, someone's asking me a question. All right, I'll check that out. Anyway, this is my video and about my Kickstarter and subscribing on my patrons. And I do have some cool videos coming up about things that might be controversial. I might start I don't know. We'll see. Not controversial, but I'm going to critique some other YouTube videos I've been watching, but in a good way. I hope we'll work that out. All right, so that's my Kickstarter and Patreon, and thanks for watching to the end, and you get the inspiration point.